Muscle cars, powerful, sleek, and iconic symbols of American automotive culture. But not every attempt at creating the next big beast on wheels was a success. Today, we're counting down the top 20 failed muscle cars in American history, vehicles that didn't quite live up to their hype. Some suffered from poor performance, others from questionable design choices, and a few were simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. So buckle up as we dive into the list of American muscle cars that missed the mark. Number 20, 1974, Pontiac Ventura GTO. The 1974 Pontiac Ventura GTO was a last-ditch attempt to revive the GTO's legacy, but it came up short in almost every way. This compact GTO was saddled with a restrictive V8 that made just 200 horsepower, a far cry from its powerful predecessors. On the exterior, it had the look of a muscular compact, but inside it felt stripped down, with basic materials and minimal features. Price-wise, it was accessible, but performance-wise, the 1974 Ventura GTO couldn't compete with earlier models. Number 19, 1982, Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. Next up is the 1982 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, a model with sharp looks but disappointing under the hood. Despite its aggressive styling, the base engine was a lackluster 145 horsepower V8. Inside, Pontiac did improve the interior with a futuristic digital dashboard, but it didn't make up for the lack of power. The Trans Am looked fast, but without the power to back it up, it couldn't meet the high expectations set by its design. Affordable, yes, but true muscle car performance? Number 18, 1979 Oldsmobile 442. The 1979 Oldsmobile 442 aimed to uphold the legacy of Oldsmobile's performance lineup, but fell short on the road. With a V8 outputting just 160 horsepower, it struggled to keep pace with its competitors. Its styling tried to be sporty, yet it was still bulky and lacked the sleekness of earlier models. Inside, it leaned toward comfort rather than sportiness, with a heavy build that further dulled its performance. The 442 had a name to live up to, but unfortunately, it couldn't deliver. Number 17, 1978, Ford Mustang II King Cobra. The 1978 Ford Mustang II King Cobra was more about looks than performance. Ford attempted to make it appealing with flashy decals and a unique body style, but the engine fell short, delivering a mere 139 horsepower from a 5.0-liter V8. Inside, the King Cobra offered minimal comfort features, feeling more like a dressed-up economy car than a muscle car. Its price made it somewhat affordable, but the lackluster performance made it hard to see this model as a true contender in the muscle car world. Number 16, 1977 Chevrolet Monza Mirage. The Chevrolet Monza Mirage aimed to bring performance to Chevy's compact lineup, but it didn't pack enough punch. Powered by a 5.7-liter V8, it produced just 145 horsepower, a far cry from what muscle car enthusiasts expected. The exterior design was distinctive, and the Mirage featured unique striping and flared fenders. Yet the interior was sparse and felt more economy class than sporty. Despite being budget-friendly, the Monza Mirage couldn't meet the demands of muscle car fans, earning its place on this list. Number 15, 1966 Shelby GT350. The 1966 Shelby GT350, while iconic in name, didn't impress as much in performance. This model offered a modest 289 cubic inch V8 that, while decent, didn't make it as quick as Shelby's later entries. It looked the part, with classic Shelby racing stripes and a sleek exterior. But the interior felt basic with few creature comforts. The GT350 was relatively pricey for what it offered, and while it had decent handling, it lacked the raw power that muscle car fans were after. Number 14, 1980 Mercury Capri RS. The 1980 Mercury Capri RS was a rebadged Ford Mustang aimed at giving Mercury an entry into the performance market, but it didn't live up to the hype. With a modest V6 engine offering 120 horsepower, the Capri RS wasn't very thrilling. It had a sporty, sleek design, but inside it was plain and unimpressive, with materials that felt cheap. Although affordable, it didn't have the power or the performance to attract serious muscle car fans, landing it firmly on our list. Number 13. 1984 Chevy Corvette. The 1984 Chevy Corvette may have had the Corvette badge, but it didn't have the heart. With a 205 horsepower Crossfire injection V8, it was decent but fell short of Corvette expectations. The exterior had a striking new design, but the interior was a mix of cheap plastics and somewhat uncomfortable seats. At its price point, buyers expected more power and a refined experience. But the '84 Corvette struggled to provide either, making it a controversial entry in the Corvette lineup. Number 12. 1968 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. The 1968 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500 was undeniably a beautiful car, but it didn't quite have the performance to match. Equipped with a hefty 428 cubic inch V8, it was powerful on paper, but it felt heavy and lacked the nimble handling that Mustang fans expected. The exterior styling was impressive, but the interior had basic comfort features, leaving drivers with a somewhat mixed experience. Its high price and underwhelming driving dynamics put a dent in its legacy. Number 11. 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona. With its distinct aerodynamic design, the 1969 Dodge Charger Daytona looked like it was made for speed. However, the massive wing and nose cone didn't fully translate to better performance. Equipped with a 440 cubic inch V8, it had power, but the car's weight made it cumbersome on the road. Inside, the Daytona offered a standard, uninspired interior. Its high price and heavy build made it less than ideal for daily use, and despite its iconic status, it struggled to meet performance expectations. Number 10. 1982 Chevrolet Camaro Iron Duke. The 1982 Chevrolet Camaro Iron Duke stands as one of the most disappointing muscle cars of its time. With a 90 horsepower four-cylinder engine, it was vastly underpowered, more fitting for a compact car than a Camaro. The exterior kept a Camaro look, but inside it felt low-cost and uninspired. The price was low, but so was the performance, leading this Camaro to be remembered as one of the least powerful and least thrilling of the lineup. Number 9. 1969 AMX/3. The 1969 AMX/3 was AMC's ambitious attempt to compete with European exotics, but it couldn't quite make the cut. Although it featured a sleek, European-inspired design, under the hood it had a 390 cubic inch V8 that didn't live up to the high-performance standards of the time. The interior was simple and didn't match the exotic styling of the body. Priced on the high end, the AMX/3 failed to offer enough performance to justify its cost, making it a tough sell. Number 8. 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429. The 1969 Ford Mustang Boss 429 looked like a beast on wheels, but its performance didn't meet expectations. Though equipped with a 429 cubic inch V8, it lacked the low-end torque to make it thrilling off the line. Its exterior was sleek and aggressive, but inside it was pretty bare bones, with few luxury features. Priced high, the Boss 429 didn't live up to the standards set by the competition, making it a tough sell for muscle car enthusiasts. Number 7. 1971 Ford Pinto. The 1971 Ford Pinto wasn't exactly what one would consider a muscle car, and that was part of its downfall. Equipped with a small 2.0-liter engine, the Pinto was more of an economy car with sporty aspirations. Its design was compact but lacked the aggressive, styling muscle car fans expected. The interior was basic and offered minimal comfort. Affordable, but nowhere near performance-oriented, the Pinto is remembered more for its faults than any muscle credentials. Number 6. 1966 Plymouth Barracuda. The 1966 Plymouth Barracuda had the potential to be great, but it didn't quite get there. It was equipped with a modest V8 that produced around 180 horsepower, which wasn't enough to make it a true performance car. Its exterior styling was unique, but the interior was basic and lacked the sporty feel. Although affordable, it didn't have the power or the appeal of other muscle cars of its time, making it a letdown for performance fans. Number 5. 1970 Chevy Chev LS6. The 1970 Chevy Chev LS6 had a monstrous 454 V8 engine, but it was held back by handling issues and heavy weight. Its exterior had classic muscle car looks, but the interior was basic with few high-end features. Priced at a premium, it was fast in a straight line, but couldn't handle corners well. While it looked impressive and had some power, it struggled to deliver a balanced driving experience, which disappointed those who wanted more than just raw horsepower. Number 4. 1969 COPO Camaro. The 1969 COPO Camaro had one of the most powerful engines available, yet it didn't handle as well as expected. The 427 V8 packed a punch, but the heavy body struggled with agility. Outside, it looked every bit the muscle car, but inside, the interior was sparse and plain. Priced high, it offered power, but not the well-rounded performance enthusiasts were hoping for, making it a car that was great in theory but challenging in practice. Number 3. 1978 AMC Gremlin GT. The 1978 AMC Gremlin GT was AMC's attempt to create a compact muscle car, but it missed the mark. With a V8 that only produced 120 horsepower, the Gremlin GT lacked the power needed to be taken seriously as a performance car. Its compact design was unique, but didn't inspire confidence, and the interior felt basic and underwhelming. Affordable, but disappointing in performance, the Gremlin GT remains an odd footnote in muscle car history. Number 2. 1980 Plymouth Volare Roadrunner. The 1980 Plymouth Volare Roadrunner tried to evoke the spirit of the original, but with a mere 120 horsepower V8, it was vastly underpowered. Its exterior had Roadrunner-inspired decals, but beyond the graphics, it didn't have much muscle. The interior felt budget-friendly and wasn't particularly comfortable. Although inexpensive, it lacked the style and performance that the Roadrunner name deserved, leaving fans of the original unimpressed. Number 1. 1987 Buick GNX. Finally, the 1987 Buick GNX. While it was fast in a straight line with its turbocharged V6 engine, it lacked the finesse and handling of its competitors. Its exterior had a bold, aggressive look, but the interior was basic and felt more like a family sedan than a performance car. Priced at a premium, the GNX was quick, but it didn't have the balance needed to be a true classic, ending our list as a muscle car that could have been more.